Peace, 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 peace. Love and prosperity, abundance, self-love, self-care, wisdom, knowledge, patience, understanding, rest and standing, all the four corners of the earth. Standing, family, how y'all doing? I hope each and every one of you is doing great. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. This is my first video in 2024. So since it's a New Year's, the video that I posted were from last year. So this is my first video that I'm recording for 2024. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you for tuning in and taking time out of your beautiful day, your beautiful sleep, whatever you're doing to hear my message. I appreciate you very, very, very well, very much. I hope that 2024 is an eye-opening. I hope that 2024, your dreams and aspirations, your heart desires come through. 2024, I pray that God, the universe, the divine, Gaia, Krishna, whatever your belief system is, open the door or shower us with blessings and favor. You feel me? So thank you for tuning in. Give me 1 second. You know, they're riding motorcycle outside and I'm trying to pause it a little bit. Let's mute this. Family, so finally, I seen the movie Leaving the World Behind or Leave the World Behind. Leave the World Behind. Leaving the World Behind. Either way, we're leaving something behind. Thank you for suggesting that movie. To my family, the person that pointed out for me to see that movie, thank you. I've seen it and I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see it again. I'm gonna watch it again. You know what I'm saying? But so when I seen the movie, if you haven't seen it, I suggest that you see it. Again, a lot of people have mixed reviews of the movie. You know, I think people saw the actors and the actresses in the movie and perceived it to be whatever they thought it was gonna be. However, there are hidden messages in that movie. So in the beginning of the movie, right, y'all see Julia Roberts and Julia Roberts, right? I think that's the name. So it's a family that went on a vacation. You know, they just took a break from society and they wanted to go on a vacation. And when they got to the vacation home, or let me see, when they got to the destination, they found out that a lot of things were not adding up. Things were not working. Things were not going as planned, you know. Because when you go on a vacation, your intention is to go rest, relax, and have a good time. Now, in one of the scenes, the family that went on vacation, they were on the beach, right? They were on the beach, and everybody's busy doing whatever they're doing. Some are reading, listening to music, eyes closed, getting tan in the sand. You know, everybody was just doing what they're doing. Nobody was really paying attention. Yeah? Hold on. Yeah, I had to keep pausing because the ambulance. I hope y'all don't hear it, but I hear it. I hope it's not in the video. So in one of the scenes, they were at the beach. If you paid attention, there was something that I picked on. Blue. The ocean was blue. A lot of people that were at the beach had blue on. Now I'm not going to point it out, but if you know the colors of your chakra, I want somebody to please type it in. What is blue? The color blue. What does the color blue represent in your chakras? What does the color blue represent? And if you get it, then you know. Again, nobody was paying attention. Everybody was doing whatever they doing. Everybody was doing whatever they were doing. There was one girl, one little girl. She was the only one that was paying attention. She was the only one that was paying attention. She was the only one that was in tune. She was the only one that could see that something was about to happen, but nobody around her saw it. Now, in the scene, you're going to see a ship. I don't know if it's a ship or it's a big boat, But either way, it was, to me, it's a ship. It's a very big ship, or let me say a very big boat. Again, you watch the movie, you can decide whether it's a boat or it's a ship, but it's a big ship. The ship was coming towards them. It was coming to the shore, right? It was coming towards the beach. But again, everybody was busy listening to that, doing something. Nobody was paying mind. Nobody saw what was coming. The little girl told her family, like, Mom, Dad, like, the ship is getting close. It's so big. They looked at it and still went on minding their business. The little girl, who is in tune with herself, sat there and kept looking at the ship as the ship is coming closer to them. So she went ahead and said, Mommy, Mommy, call her parents and drew their attention so they would see what was coming. And they saw that the ship was coming. Mom seen it, Dad seen it, and now they have to run. Yes, they had to run. Again, the color for that scene and the color in the movie, the colors that were in the movies, blue, pay attention. And again, I want you to, if you don't know what the blue color represents in the chakras, I don't want to tell you. I want you to go on Google and type it in. I've talked about it, but just go on Google and type it in, the meaning of blue color in the chakra, or whatever, the chakra, or just type in the chakras, colors of the chakras and meaning. It will pop up and then you see what blue, green, purple stands for. So they ran. I jot something down. There was another scene, right? It was the siblings. So there's two siblings, a boy and a girl. They were in nature. They were out in nature, right? And one of them kids had on a shirt that said obey, obey, obey. And the other kid or the other sibling had on a shirt that said NASA, right? So in the movie, the camera was on both of them. So you see both siblings, you see obey NASA, obey NASA. Because one of the shirts says obey and the other one says NASA. Both of them standing together, you see obey NASA. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, obey NASA? I know NASA is space. Obey NASA. What we got to obey NASA for? And then it hit me that if something happened in NASA or at NASA, it's going to affect us here. That's just how I perceive that. So there was another scene. I don't want this video to get too long. There was another scene where there were deers. Deer. A lot of deer. It was a lot of deers. In the movie, you're going to see it's not just a deer. Deers. It's a lot of them. And then another scene in the pool, the vacation home, right? The vacation home that they lived, they had a pool. And then in the pool, there were like birds, big birds, like flamingo. I believe it was flamingo, right? They were in the pool. It was a lot of them in the pool that came out of nowhere. They just appeared out of nowhere. Now, the vacation home, the place that they rented, right? It's like Airbnb. You rent an Airbnb to go on vacation. And then when you get to the house, you find out that the people that you rented the Airbnb from, they went out, but they kind of, there's something going on. So they had to come back. They missed their flight or something with the flight, so they had to come back. Now, you're not sure if it's the same people that you rented the room from, the vacation home from. They're not sure to let the owners of the house come in the house because they were not supposed to be there. And the gentleman said, this is why it's good to talk to people over the phone, because you get to hear the voice. Everything is on email, text message, email, text message. So when the owner of the house came and was trying to introduce himself, like, this is my house, I'm the person he was chatting with. We were supposed to be on, away, but the flight, something, we had to come back. They didn't trust them. But anyway, the key or the main point or the hidden message was what? We need to interact with each other. Because again, if they had spoken over the phone, they would have recognized each other's voice. But because everything was text and email, they were not sure if the people they were allowing in the house were really the owners of the house. Right? Don't that happen today? Especially after the pandemic, everything is just online. You barely get to talk to people. Everything is online. Right? So that was another scene. Now the scene with the deer and the flamingo, the animals, this is how I interpreted it. This is how I took it. When I was a kid, my grandmother always said, when you see animals, right? Let's say birds. When you see birds flying in the sky, like in one area, right? Just flying around, maybe in circles, or they just gathered in one area, it means that something is about to happen. See, animals, God gave them eyes to see, but not the mouth to speak. Now, as human beings, our eyes are closed. You have to do the inner work to activate the eyes so you can see. However, we can speak. So most of the time, you could be going the wrong way, and then an animal will come in trying to bark at you or trying to do sign at you. It's giving you signs that, hey, maybe where you heading is not good. Again, we are not in tune with ourselves. I mean, we not. How are we going to understand what the animals is saying? They're giving us clues to get ready. Something terrible is about to happen. Something is about to, happen, and y'all need to either move or prepare. They didn't understand. But that scene, that's how I took it. I took it as something bad is about to happen, and these animals are trying to give you a hint. Again, there was only one person who caught it. It's the little girl, the youngest of the family. The little girl was the only one that kept telling the family, that kept trying to tell the family, something ain't right. But again, she's a kid. Nobody paid attention to her. There was another scene, right? There was a message, right? So they were in the house, they can't go anywhere, the electricity, everything is shut down. So the husband, Juliet Roberts' husband, decided to go out and seek for help. So he's driving, he don't see nobody. Then he come across a Spanish lady. Now this lady is running and screaming, and basically you could tell that she needed help. Again, language barrier. She's saying something to the man. The man speak English, so he don't understand what the lady is saying. All the lady was trying to say, I believe, I don't speak Spanish, but if you speak Spanish and you seen that movie, I believe that the lady was asking for help. And the lady was trying to tell him that something was coming from the sky, and stuff was falling, and there was a noise. Y'all know how sometimes I'll be asking y'all, do y'all hear noise in your ears? Like something is buzzing in your ears? All that was in the movie. They would, out of nowhere, they would hear like a sound, and everybody would have to hold their ear like this. The gentleman ended up driving off, leaving the woman behind because he didn't understand what the woman was saying. Another sign. You could be walking around and you might see 111. You might see an angel number because you're not consciously aware. You don't see it. It could be a sign. It could be something that you've been praying for, asking for, and the divine is giving you a clue like, okay, this is the right time, make that step, or this is what it is, do this. You don't see the sign. The lady was talking to the man, he didn't understand because they don't understand each other. So that scene, boom. As he kept driving, there were messages, there were notes that were falling from the sky, and I mean notes. And the notes were in, I think, the Arabic language. Some say Arab, the Arab language, but it's the Arabic language. That's what it was. So they couldn't read it. They didn't understand. Again, warning. They were trying to give them signs. They were trying to, alert them. But they spoke in a language that they didn't understand. Nobody could understand. But the man kept one of the notes. In another scene, when they went to the vacation home, they went shopping. On their way shopping, Juliet she saw a man that bought a lot of water, basically a lot of supplies. That should have made you think that something is about to happen because he bought a lot of water. He bought a lot of food. Just like he was getting ready for a pandemic, he bought a lot of stuff, right? Okay. There was another scene. There was an airplane, right? There was an airplane. The airplane just, it crashed. There was another scene. Tesla car, the Tesla, the self-driven car. It was in the movie, and there was a scene that the cars kept crashing. This one would come, whoo, crash. Then this one coming, whoo, crash. It just kept crashing, blocking the road, so now nobody can leave the city. You can't leave because the road is black. All the cars keep coming and crashing and crashing and crashing. And I understood the message. I got the message. I got the movie. To summarize it and make it short, 'cause I don't want this video to get too long, is that our world is built on technology. Okay? Our world is built on technology. Even in the vacation home, they didn't have, I think, electricity. They didn't have internet. The kids will go to sleep with their device next to them, knowing there's no internet. That is how close and attached we are with our device. I'm not talking at you, I'm included. Yeah? We don't interact with each other. Because if we did, when Juliet saw the man buying a lot of food stuff, water, she could have asked. She didn't. Because everybody mind your business. That's the world we live in. We don't live in a world that was once it takes a village to raise a child. Everybody just want to be alone. So she saw the man buying a lot of water, but didn't ask nothing, didn't question, right? And we all live, our world is centered, is built on technology. And I'm going to tell you one thing. When technology breaks down, y'all know somewhere last year, I think it was Facebook or YouTube. I think it was Facebook. Something happened, but the internet just shut down. You couldn't get on Facebook. I don't know if that happened with Twitter and TikTok and all the other Instagram, all the other social media. I don't know, but I know Facebook. You couldn't get on Facebook, and it was worldwide. Worldwide. You know what happens today if our technology were to shut down? If an attack, obey NASA. If something was to happen in NASA, right? There's a cyber attack. There's something that happened. Do you know that it will affect us today? Go to the hospitals. There are people that live on technology. They need electricity to survive. The lights cannot go off. So if powers were to go off today, people at the hospital are ready to. That's one. Your planes. I made a video some time ago and I told you what is technology, what is witchcraft. They are the same. I told you, right? If our planes, if something happens now, if something happens to our system, our technology, you know what? If everything was to shut down, planes will shut down. If a plane is flying in the sky and something happens with the technology, you can't, because the technology, the spirit of technology is what controls the plane. So when that spirit is gone, when that energy is gone, when the power shuts down, the plane will crash. That's why in the movie y'all seen the plane crashing. Again, I told you that ship is energy. Ship is energy. You call it technology. It's the same thing. There's different branding. They calling it different, but it's the same thing. If the energy that carries the ship, if the technology that carries the ship breaks down, the ship will crash. That's why in the movie, the ship kept coming. And you know what saved the ship? It was the sand. It was the sand that was able to stop the ship. Another clue, Tesla, self-driven cars. What is that? Technology. And the video I made that time when I trying to explain to you what witchcraft and technology was, and I told you it's the same thing. It's energy. Everything is energy. This is energy. My hair is energy. This class ring on my finger is energy. This right here for radiation is energy. It's constantly moving. Everything around you is moving. You just think it's still. It's not still. The self-driven car, Tesla. And in the movie, they use Tesla, trying to tell you that if you rely on the self-driven cars, if you rely on technology, technology will crush you. Because guess what? It's technology. It's the spirit of technology. Spirit. When the spirit stops, when the spirit moves, when the spirit leaves, what happened? It will crash. That's why in that scene, y'all seen the Tesla car crashing. Because who is operating it? It's not a human being that's operating it. It's not a human being that's sitting there controlling the car. No, it's a self-made car. So when something happens to technology, when something happens to NASA, it affects us. That's the whole movie. Is that we are built on, our life depend on technology. How many of us can really survive without technology? Let's say our electric was to go off for 1 week. Do you know how many people would lose their mind? How many life we would lose? Plane in the air will drop. Ship on the ocean will drop. Self-driven cars will drop. The whole entire world will crash. Some time ago, I made a video and I was talking about what if each time we go to space, right? When we fire the space ship and phew, you see it on TV, phew, with that fire behind it that's powering the ship, the spacecraft, and it's going phew. I said, what if there are life, other beings in those in the sky? Let's just say in the sky. And each time we fly these missiles or this spacecraft, right, crafts, don't we think that in some way we are also bothering, disturbing the other life force that exists above us or that live above us? Because it's not just us. If you think that we are the only creatures on this planet, then you are wrong. So what if each time we go up there, we disturb them? And then one day these entities get mad and say, you know what, we gonna mess with NASA. I'm just saying, we gonna mess with NASA. Just mess with NASA. Our world, we done. We done. So basically, and there was a scene where Julia Roberts' son was sick, right? The boy was sick and they needed some antibiotics, some medication for the kid. Do you know who they went to? They went to the gentleman that they saw at the supermarket buying a lot of water. He was the only person who had prepared himself and armed himself. He had the boom, boom, boom. He has medication, he had everything. They were friends. They went to him for help. He said, yo, you my friend, you my buddy, I like you, you cool, but right now I gotta look out for me and my family. A time will come, you will go to your mom's house and your mom may not be able to help you. Because mama gotta look out for herself. You might go to your best friend's house, your best friend may not be able to help you because they gotta look out for themselves. That time is coming, and I hope that I live to see it. People that you rely on, people that you thought will be there for you ain't gonna be there for you, because it's going to be only the strong shall survive. Only the strong shall survive. At the end, towards the end, they were still in the house. They didn't know what to do. The little girl said, Mom, I stand to be corrected, but this is what I think. I don't remember everything, but she said, Mom, something happened to a man, and the man prayed to God for help, and God sent help, right? God sent help 2 times to help the person, but the person refused it. So let me give you an example, right? Let's say there's going to be a flood. Somebody come and say, hey, listen, there's going to be a flood. I have this place, up building that we can go and we're going to be safe. And you're like, nah, I pray to God to save me, so don't worry. Another example, there's going to be food shortage, right? They've made a video, even President Joe Biden talked about it, food shortage, whatever. And your friend comes to you, hey, let's go to Costco, let's go to BJ's, let's go food shopping. And you're like, no, I'm good. I pray to God, I'm good. And then the incidents happen. Now you don't have food. There's rain. Your house is flooding. You're still waiting on God to come save you? Ain't that what they've told you? The God killed his own child to save you, and this child will come back to come save you. So a lot of people are sitting down waiting on Jesus to come save them. So the little girl said, when the man died and met God, the man asked God, why is it that I pray to you for help and you never assisted me, you never helped me? And God said, I sent you help twice. You refused it. So again, the ship stopped. The girl told them. She saw the deer. She told them. They still didn't believe it. So you know what the little girl did at the end of the movie? she left the house. That little vacation house that they rented, everybody was scared to leave the house because, again, fear. 2020, when we were on lockdown, people were so scared to even walk outside. Me, I went for my bike ride. I did. Yes, I was in the house most of the time, but because I had school, I had to do school online. But I still went outside and ride my bike. I was riding my bike in the main street, and it was beautiful. Everything was quiet. They told you, if you don't get this, you're going to lose your job. You were so fearful. That was what that part was. That scene, people were so fearful to leave, to go see help out there, to go see what is going on. They were scared. That little girl said, I'm out. She left. She was the only one that was able to make it in a house that had food, that had internet. She was able to watch her show, and the show that she was watching was Friends. Friends. You know Friends, the show Friends? It symbolized community. We're supposed to be a community. We're supposed to rely on each other. We're supposed to assist each other. Instead, we all depend on technology. So the question to you today, the movie, the whole message in the movie is simple. We are depending on technology. And to leave the world behind means leave technology behind. Now, that doesn't mean don't use your phone or don't fly a plane. But I believe that we need to learn how to balance it. Right now, there's a lot of workforce that people don't work there anymore. It's computer. There's a lot of things. People are not being needed anymore. Less and less and less is happening. Most places you go, it used to be people that's working there. They have replaced them with self-service machines. We need human interaction. That little girl was the only one that said, you're not going to lock me down. You're not going to cover me with fear. And my grandmother always said that children are super close to God because they have not really been programmed enough like we have. And I believe that's why the little girl was the only one that knew something was about to happen. Each time God sent a sign, everybody else ignored it, but she didn't. Don't let fear control you. That's the number one rule that is controlling this planet is fear. What are you fearful of? We are all going to die regardless. Everybody's going to die. So the fear of death should be something that you should kick it out of your memory, your brain. Take it out. Because whether you are fearful or not, you're going to die. That's the main lesson in the movie. Our world is built on technology. Technology dropped today, we are all dropping. We are all dropping. Can you balance it out? Can you survive in the woods with no technology? Can you survive? I grew up in Africa. I grew up. We could go days with no electricity. We used to use the lantern. Lantern. Some people call it lantern. Now that little light, that's what we used to have. We used to study under a candlelight. We have to light candlelight so we could study. We could go days, weeks with no electricity. Anybody that live in Africa will testify. Till today, it still goes on. So for me, I can survive. Can you? I'm going to end the video here. Thank you for suggesting that movie. If you have any other movies suggested, okay? I've seen Barbie. I'm going to break it down a little bit for y'all. Thank you. I'm not saying technology is bad because I have TV. I have technology. But I say we all have to learn to balance it out. That's all I'm saying. And it says, obey NASA. Maybe we need to stop disturbing these entities in NASA. We keep bothering them. They're going to bother with us. That's all I'm saying. Pay attention on your surroundings. You see clues. Pay attention. That's all it is. All right? Thank you for watching. Give yourself a hug.